Hello everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible. So let's start with the session. So today we'll continue because I started with the previous class I started with the national income, and today we'll continue with that. We'll clarify. Yes, good afternoon. So we'll try to clarify all the kind of doubts with respect to the basic definitions first. As I told you already that numericals are not being asked by UPSC, so just relax on that, because I got a message from one of the student and he asked, I'm worried about the numericals. I'm repeating it again. Don't worry about numericals. There is no specific numericals in this examination. In the prelims this year we saw some very basic things which was asked from the budget session, revenue budget and other related things, which you will do it, which you can easily do it, right, from the teaching that we are going through. So don't worry about any numerical, any formula or anything like that. So in the previous class we started with the national income, right? And in that discussion I gave you the idea about C plus I plus G plus X minus M, and this is how the entire basic economy does. And this formula is the expenditure formula, so it shows that how much expenditure is being done in the economy. And this is how the base of the GDP is being calculated using expenditure method. Apart from the expenditure method, I gave you that there is another thing which is known as income method, in which we calculate income earned by the factor. So there are four factors which who earns four kind of different payments. So we have capital, entrepreneurship, land and labor, who earns wages, rent. Wages or salaries are the same: wages, rent, interest and profit. So these are the four earnings that comes from the other segment. Now given this, and the last one is of course the product method, that is how much is being produced in the country. So income method, expenditure method and the product method, these are the three basic method to calculate basic GDP I am talking about. After this, the one thing which is left is that how the other stages of this development is being created. So first we get the basic GDP. So here I would like to quote a numerical for you. We have already done this, but I just want to revise that. You have to calculate basic GDP. Okay, the C is 200, I is 40, government expenditure is 80. Let's say COVID year. So in the COVID year, government expenditure is more than the investment. Exports is 40 and import is 50. What is the GDP, guys? Who can tell me? Please calculate GDP. Let's take this figure in crores. Let's take this figure in crores. So what is the present GDP? May I know that? It's very simple. It's not a rocket science. It's literally very simple. C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So this is what it is. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure they will never ask this kind of question, but you should understand that how to calculate the basic GDP. In this particular calculations, I will add the first four and I will subtract the last one. So my 200, 320, 360 minus 50, 310, if I'm not wrong. Clear? Clear with that, guys? Okay. Simple. 240. Just a moment. So 240, right? 120 is 360 minus 50, 310. Now this is your base GDP. This is not your final GDP. Please understand that. To get the final GDP, we need more understanding on this topic. So now we have some areas, something which are being subtracted, the things which are being added up. To calculate the final thing is NNP. It may be market price or it may be factor cost, right? We are using at market price, that's a different thing. Now, from here to here, we have to add certain things and we have to subtract the others. As simple as that. Okay, so we'll do that. But before that, so these are some of the practice questions which I have already included in the PDF that I have given you. Okay, so this question is about the GDP calculations. Then you have previous year question papers, right? Which of the following activity constitute real sector in the economy? Okay. Then despite being a high saving economy, capital formation not resulted. This is the one. The substitution of the steel for the wooden plow in agriculture is an example of very simple thing. You are substituting a wooden plow, right? Sorry, you are substitution of steel for wooden plow. That is, you were using steel plow and now we are using wooden plow. In that case, what is the difference? What kind of changes that we see? Replacing the steel with the wood in the agriculture production is an example of labor augmenting. Are you increasing labor? Capital augmenting. Are you increasing capital? Obviously not. Capital reducing? None of the above. Guys, in most of these questions, answers will be given to you in the answer key. Right now, I'm just saying that, देखो, this is something which no teacher will teach you ever. No teacher will teach you ever. This is your common sense. Ki what you are increasing and what you are reducing. We have just had a discussion on labor, land and all other things. Right? So these are the practice questions. You can do it later on. Again, more practice question. The economic growth of country X will be necessarily have to occur if all these things. A closed economy is the what? You all know, X minus M. If you remove that, it's a closed economy. Right? National income of a country is given period equal to, it's a definition of national income. Can you identify the definition? Okay. I'm not giving you the answers. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. In the context of the Indian economy, consider the following. The growth rate of the GDP has steadily increased in the last 5 years. Now, please understand this. This is not your question. This is not your question. If you cannot answer, then it's okay because it's 2011. So you do not know what happened in 2006 to 2011. But what I am saying is, this question gives you the idea. Isn't that? This question is giving you the idea that what kind of a question UPSC asks. The growth rate in per capita has steadily increased in the last 5 years. Two things. Now, in 2011 and 5 years before that, there were many ups and downs in the Indian economy. You are not supposed to get that into. But please understand that UPSC asked at least last 5 years of trend. So when I showed you those tables, I showed you that for the future, not for 2011. They will never repeat this question of 2011. So the answer is, if you want to prepare for the future, right, you should understand that UPSC will ask questions with respect to the trends in the past 5 years. And that is where you have to be focused about. So these are the practice questions. You can do it later on. Now the concept of domestic territory. In GDP, we write gross domestic product. Okay. Gross means includes everything. Gross means that includes everything. Gross and net. These are the two concepts. I'll give you the proper definition later on, but right now I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about domestic. Gross means including everything. Net means reducing something or removing something. Net means reducing or removing something. Gross means everything. Please understand this right now. Now, what is domestic? What is domestic? This is the point. In GDP, what is D stands for? Imagine this. If UPSC can ask the definitions, if UPSC can ask the previous year trends, if UPSC can ask derived knowledge questions, not direct questions, indirect questions, don't you think in the future they can ask which of the following justify the domestic in the GDP? Or what does domestic means in the Indian GDP? Obviously. So you should know what is included. You should know what is excluded. What creates a GDP or what creates a domestic territory? Okay, so when we say कि GDP equals to the total sum of income, expenditure, or product. You can use any method. The total sum of expenditures, income, or production that has been created, or has been generated over the last 1 year in the domestic territory of a country. Now, what is this domestic territory? Where economics activity takes place? No. Actually, this is what we think. Domestic territory must be the economic activity that it takes place. No. It's not even the physical borders. It's not even the physical borders. It goes beyond the borders as well. So don't think that anything which is being produced inside the India's border will be called as produced in domestic territory. Okay, so now we need to understand ki bhai, under this GDP, when I'm saying all expenditure, when I say all expenditure, where? The question is where this expenditure was created. Where did we create this expenditure? Simple, as simple as that. Okay, chalo. Let's say this is India. This is India's domestic territory. This is the territory of Bharat. Okay. Now, every economic activity which is within the economic boundaries of Bharat, okay, political boundary of a country, okay, under control of Indian government, okay, but I'm not under the control of Indian government. This class is not under the control of the Indian government. Are they controlling this class? No. Are they controlling the Indian class? No. Let me ask you one thing. Indigo flight in Singapore. Indigo flight in Singapore. In Singapore, not in India. Is it domestic? Is this domestic? Listen this carefully. I'm talking about Indigo flight in Singapore. Indigo flight in Singapore. Is it a domestic activity? Now, this is where the UPSC plays. And no book, trust me guys, you pick any book, random book in the market, the books will fail at this point of time. To clear your confusion, book will explain something, but a book will never clear your doubts. That is the reality, because it's a book, it's written once. It has been written once. And at some places, even the chat GPT and AI fails. Even chat GPT could not solve UPSC's prelim question paper completely. So the point is that at this point of time, there is required, no, that's why you are taking this classes, that's why you are part of this classes, ki sir, please clarify these doubts. We'll come back to this Indian flight. Before that, let me just show you. And if you remember the one side of this slide, the other side will be easier for you. Now, please understand, I'll show you this through this map. All of you can see this map. The shared screen is with you. So you can see this map. Let's understand. The economic, also known as domestic territory of India, is what? Number one, entire India's political boundary. One of you has written political boundary. Yes, Sanjana. Right? So entire India's political boundary. Okay. Now here we have POK. Here we have Akskaichin. That's a you can say disputed territory. That's a disputed territory. I don't agree. Okay, so I will include this also, this also. For me, this is India. So entire India's political boundary that is written in the Constitution of India, that is recognized by the law. Number one. Second is, I have drawn a border over here. As you can see, a blue border. This is known as territorial water of India. This is known as territorial water of India. And later on extended to exclusive economic zones. Territorial water, 12 nautical miles, up to 12 nautical miles. Then comes the exclusive economic zones, where India has all the economic rights, that is up to 200 nautical miles. So that is also part of domestic territory. Okay, here I have given something. This is Andaman and Nicobar Island, so all of you would know that. Then there's a ship. I think you cannot see it. Okay. So there's a ship. Now this is an Indian ship which is sailing in the international water. Indian ship sailing in the international water. It is in Arabian Sea. The ship is in Arabian Sea. It's not in India's territory. It is outside the exclusive economic zone. It is outside the territorial water of India. It is outside the India's domestic territory. But it is an Indian ship. It is an Indian ship. So it will be included. It is considered to be India's domestic territory. What else? Indian embassy anywhere in the world. Indian embassy anywhere in the world. Let me tell you one reason for this. Let's say this is a city, right? Let's take any city, Rome. Okay, let's take Rome. Now Rome is a city, urban center. Here you have Indian embassy. Here you have a Pakistani embassy. Okay, which is a weird thing, but okay. Now let's say there is an Indian and he was beaten up by some people. There's an Indian, he was beaten up by some people, and those some people were Pakistanis and Italians. So together this group of people, they have beaten up an Indian person on inside the Rome territory. Now this person goes all the way and jumps inside the Indian embassy. It goes for his life, he runs for his life, and then he enters into the Indian embassy, right? Somebody was there, he pleaded them, and he enters into a Indian embassy. Now when he enters into the Indian embassy, there was a movie also recently, Diplomat, John Abraham and someone, right? So there was a movie recently which was made on the same concept. So this person, he's an Indian citizen, he enters into Indian embassy. Do you think he's Indian embassy? No, he's in India. This area is considered to be India. Although this area is inside Rome, this area is considered to be India. Outside this boundary, you have the Roman territory, Rome territory. Similarly, the area under this Pakistani embassy is Pakistan. This is India. Now this person, although he is living in Italy right now, physically he is in Italy, but as per the international law, he is in, where is he? He is in Indian soil. This is India's territory. So embassies are considered as a domestic territory of their respective countries, irrespective of where they are. First thing first. So Indian embassy in Italy or anywhere in the world is considered to be India's domestic territory. Indian Air India plane in Russia, thankfully it can fly. So it fly from India and it went all the way to Russia. So this plane is India's property. That's why I told you. Is that Indigo flight in Singapore. So that is going to be considered as an Indian territory. It is considered to be India's domestic territory. That plane itself. Don't talk about anything else. If the plane lands on the Singapore airport, so Singapore becomes India. No. Anything inside that plane will be considered as an India's domestic territory. Okay. This is how it is. Yes. Embassies, military establishment and all that. India's Air Force base in Tajikistan. This is a reality. India has an Air Force base in Tajikistan. Now this is Indian military establishment. Military establishment. It's a military area. But it is India's military area. Because India has a good relations with Tajikistan. So it's a military area. Air Force base, it's a military area, right? It's a defense force. It's a defense area. So I think this map will clarify that Indian embassy outside, Indian airplanes outside India, Indian ships, territorial water, the political boundary, military establishments outside India. There, any economic activity that takes place in these areas will be included in India's GDP. Now, coming back to that table. Political territory, airspace. Now, what is this airspace? Anything above India's map. Anything above India's map. So, oil field. See, oil field is a very confusing thing. Okay, so I will not justify that. Oil fields. Oil fields are actually commercial establishments and it is based on a country to country agreement. Alright. So let's say there is a flight. Let's say there is a flight. A flight started from Iran and it is passing all the way from India to China. Okay, although this will never happen. Okay, because there's a Tibet, so no flight actually flies over the Tibet. But a flight is bypassing India. So when it enters from here and it exits from here, it is in the Indian airspace. That's why when India had a war with Pakistan and we defeated them badly under Operation Sindoor, India stopped taking flights from here. We stopped taking flights over Pakistan and now our flights are going like this. Right? All the way like this. Surpassing entire Pakistan. This is the reason. Okay? Because that is Pakistani air territory. They can stop and they can allow any company or any agency to bypass them or to fly over them. Territorial waters, embassy, military bases, right? Now, here I have included this, but it depends. Again, I'm telling you guys, it depends on the creation. How these oil fields have been created. Operated by residents in international waters and exclusive economic zones. So here condition is in these first 5, I have not written residents. Here I have written one condition, residents. Resident should be the operator. That's the point. Ships, aircrafts, embassies, military bases, special economic zones, international financial centers. Can you give me one example of international financial center in India? Or India's international finance center anywhere else in the world? Do we have that? IFSCA. Good one. So these is included irrespective of where they are. The first two are considered to be physical and they are actually geographically located within India. Territorial water is also geographically located in India, India's coastal or marine borders. Other things can be outside India. Now what is excluded? Just opposite of this. If you remember, that's why I told you when I started this topic, if you remember these 7, these other would be easier for you. Just opposite. Embassies and the military base of other countries in India. So if you ever been to Delhi and if you ever been to Chanakyapuri, in Delhi, in Chanakyapuri, we have other nations' embassy. I have seen Pakistani embassy, US embassy, Canadian embassy, Australian embassy, Chinese embassy, which are opposite to each other, right, on the other sides of the road. They are foreign territories, so they are excluded. Ships, aircrafts operated by non-residents, fishing vessel and others by residents in the international water, right? Sorry, this should be non-residents. Offices of the international organizations like WTO, WHO, UN and others. So they have their offices in India, so they will not be included in the India's domestic territory. So this is what is the basic difference. Now onwards, if UPSC asks anything, forget UPSC, even if you are fighting for the state PCS exam or anywhere else where the economy is important, you will find that this is the area which you need to focus upon. Right? This is the way you have to study. This is the way you should and you must study with this regard. Okay, let's move ahead. Who is a resident? Because in these two slides, you will see that I have written residents a lot. Residents, non-residents, residents, right? Non-residents over there as well. Who is a resident? Who is a resident? Anyone? Any guesses? Any guesses? No? Who is a resident? Okay. Why? Chalo, not Sundar Pichai. Why you have a word known as NRI? Why this person is known as non-resident Indian? Why this person is known as non-resident Indian? Residence basically means the place of living, where you are living. Presently, where you are living. So NRI is the one who presently, I don't care about the past, I don't care about the future. Presently, this person, presently not living in India. So the question is that who defines this period? I mean, living for how much? 2 days, 20 days, 200 days. What is the limit of that? Right? A person resident for 1 or more year in India, okay, who normally resides in the country and whose economic interest lies in the country for 1 or more year. 1 or more year. Are you sure it is for 1 year? Are you sure it is for 1 year? This living is defined the duration. This living is defining a duration. You know what is the maximum limit a tourist can reside in India? What is the maximum limit for which a tourist can come and reside in India? Tourist, I'm talking about. In a single visa. Multiple visa entries are allowed, but in a single visa, what is the limit? 3 months? Actually, there is no minimum limit, but there is a maximum limit, not more than 6 months. Okay. Although there is no tourist who will come for 6 months, obviously. Right. So basically, guys, a resident is the one is considered a person, right? Residence is not based on nationality. Non-resident Indian. He's an Indian. His nationality is Indian, but he's living in US or legal status, but it is based on the center of economic interest. So if a person is living, basically guys, tourists are not being counted. Tourist does not go anywhere else for their earnings. Please understand this. What is the difference between a tourist in US and IT professional in US? What's the difference between them? Tourist, he's not for earning or any economic activity. He's not there. He's just there to spend. He's just going for spending the money. Right? He will go, he will purchase something, he will purchase services, he will purchase some tourist tickets, he will go and explore some places. Is he going for business? Is he living there? Okay, let's say I'm going for a meeting in Hong Kong. So if I'm going for a meeting in Hong Kong and I'm living in Hong Kong for 3 days, guys, that is going to be a business visit. That's a business visit, but not a tourist. Then what's the difference in these three? The point is that this person is living in US, earning in US, working in US, and spending in US. Maybe he's sending a small amount to India as well as a form of remittances. That's completely okay. He may be sending some kind of that money to India, right? But overall, yes, this is the point. Spending in US, earning, and also living. Obviously, he's living in US. Clear? This person, if I go there, I am living there only for 3 days, so I will not be counted. Why? Tourist going only for the spending, not being counted. So given this confusion, there are two divisions: a resident individual, resident company. So resident individuals are also there, resident companies are also there. Any individual is considered to be resident if he or she stayed for more than 182 days in that year, irrespective of nationality. It does not matter whether he belongs to America, US, or whatever the country is. I'll come to what are the exemptions. Let's understand what is included first. An individual is considered to be a resident if he or she live. The word is live for more than 182 days. The word is more than. Okay, more than. So it is roughly around 6 months. So if a person lives more than 6 months outside India, right, does not matter what his nationality is, and he is living not as a tourist, he is living for economic interest. For economic interest. देखो, I have curated these notes in such a fashion that you will find, but easy लगेगा आपको. If you understand this and this, thing is done. Thing is done. So this is what about individual. But what about a country? A company. Can a company be also resident and non-resident? The answer is yes. A domestic company, a company registered in India would always be treated as a resident. A company registered in India. A company registered in India. So I have a small company that is registered in India. It's registered in my home state. So that company is an Indian resident company, irrespective of its place of operation. Irrespective. Let's say today, I have started a company. Okay. Anything. I have started today. You may have heard, I have in the first class, 2-3 classes, I wear a t-shirt where my company's name is written. So in that company, if I provide services to the students of US, or if I open a branch, let's say you may have heard about companies like Haldiram. Now Haldiram, it's a snacks company, right? They provide this confectionery and others. They have operations even outside India. Airtel is providing mobile services in Africa. Mahindra is selling their cars in Australia. So the point is that all these companies are formed in India, registered in India, irrespective of where they have been place of operation. I don't care. A foreign company is having place of effective management in India. What is a foreign company? As per its foreign company basically means non-resident. Non-resident company. Right? What is effective management? I'll give you the reasons for that. Just a moment. Right? Okay. See, there is no hard and fast definition of what is effective management. It is defined from the basis of working, behavior, character, number of employees, and many things. Let's say, recently you may have heard about that Tesla has opened their showroom in Delhi and Mumbai, right? First Mumbai and then in Delhi. So they have opened a showroom in India. Tesla, all of you know Elon Musk and others, right? Who, by the way, is a non-resident. he's on H1B visa. Whatever. Okay, whatever is the situation. The point is that Tesla has just opened a shop in India. Will it be an Indian company? No. If they have opened, if they had a non-effective, or you can say a very strong hold in India, you will find that most of the foreign companies, they have their Indian subsidiary. They have their Indian subsidiary. Can you name any foreign company having Indian subsidiary? Right? Anyone? Do you know any company? HSBC. Okay. Do you work for that? Okay, let me give you a very simple one. All of you know about Honda. Honda is a car manufacturer and a two-wheeler manufacturer. All of you know there's a two-wheeler known as Honda Activa. There's a two-wheeler known as Honda Activa. Now it is being produced by Honda India Scooters Limited. Honda India. Now why they include India in their company's name? Because it is their subsidiary. Maruti Suzuki India Private Limited. Now Suzuki is a Japanese company. If they have effective business in India, if they have a huge management in India, if they have a huge development and other things in India, although it is registered outside, but its economic interest lies in India. So this is how the things are being different. So I think now you will never have a problem with who is a resident. I don't care. Acha, tell me one thing. What about her? Who is she? Respectable, right? She's a respectable, of course, not her son, but she is respected in India. Who is she? Indian citizen, Indian resident, Indian national. Who is she? Who is Mrs. or Miss Sonia Gandhi? Who is she? Indian resident or Indian national? Is she a citizen of India? Because she has been living in India for almost like what, 50 plus years now? Because the youth leader Rahul Gandhi is already 50 plus. What is she? Batao? Yes, she is a citizen of India. Why? Through marriage. Because she married an Indian citizen, Rajiv Gandhi. So she is an Indian citizen. Plus, when she became an Indian citizen, she was married to Rajiv Gandhi. So she also becomes Indian resident. Citizen hai to national bhi hai. Her nationality is Indian only. Her nationality is Indian only. Right? No, I'm not going deeper into the political aspect because you will understand, you may have understand in your, wherever you have studied or whosoever taught you the politics, Indian polity, you would have gone through the nationality in that case. But here I'm just saying, guys, there's a difference. There's a difference. Now she is by birth Italian. By birth she is an Italian. But the rules and regulations across the world, they allow the change of nationality, they allow the change of residence, they allow the change of citizenship. Now, India does not accept the dual citizenship. That's why she has to give up the Italian citizenship, right? This is how the things are. Okay, this is the example which I gave you. Who is included as an Indian resident irrespective where they are? Does not matter where they are. Does not matter where they are. Now please understand this. Indian diplomats anywhere in the world, will they be living, just give me the answer, yes or no. Will the Indian diplomats be living outside India for more than 182 days? Will Indian diplomats living outside India for more than 182 days? Yes or no? Everyone. Right? Usually, if any one of you aspire for Indian foreign services, you may be posted in other countries for about 3 years in a single go. Up to 3 years. Now, 3 years is more than 182 days. So, will you become a resident of that country? No. Because these are the exemptions, guys. These are the exemptions. Tourist, Indian tourist abroad will never be called as a resident of those countries. They will always they will always remain resident of India. Indians in international organization, any duration in India. So if let's say I start working in United Nations office in Delhi, I will remain Indian citizen only despite the UN itself. Please understand this. So there is a UN India, right? I've been to there, it's in Delhi, right? So UN India is the office in Delhi. This office, entire office and building, this entire office and building is not a domestic territory. It is not a domestic territory, which I have already given to you. It is not a domestic territory because the offices, the headquarters of the international organizations are not considered to be a point of a domestic territory. So they are exempted like a embassy. So it's not a domestic territory. But if an individual is working over here, right? If an Indian person working over here, he will be called as Indian resident despite he's working inside this office. despite he is working a foreign territory. This is considered to be a foreign territory. It's a foreign territory in Delhi. But this person who is an Indian is Indian resident. Is an Indian resident. Perfect. Is this point clear? Because where does his economic interest lies? His economic interest lies in India. His economic interest lies in India. That's why Indians in the international organization, if the international organization's office is located in India, he will be considered as an Indian resident. Any duration. If that person is, if this organization is outside India, let's say Geneva, let's say New York. Okay, there are many organizations which are there in Geneva, Hague, then we have New York, right? So multiple organizations are headquarters. If any Indian is working over there less than 1 year, he's an Indian resident. More than 1 year, non-resident. Okay. Crew members, right? All these crew members of the ships and the aeroplanes outside India, which I have already discussed. So the ships, airplanes, and anyone inside the airplane will be considered as an Indian resident only. Like the military bases, the Indian soldiers, Indian military personnel outside India will be considered to be an Indian resident, irrespective of how many years they are living outside. Indian patients, so tourist, patients, and Indian students, they will never be called as non-resident. I am repeating it again. All the photographs that I have shown you, Indian tourist, Indian diplomats, Indians working in the international organization less than 1 year, Indians working in the international organization in India, students, patients, and of course India's military personnel anywhere in the world will never be considered as a non-resident, right? Non-resident nahi honge. Now, if these are the ones who are considered as a resident, foreign diplomats in India, right? Again, the same condition, right? These conditions apply to, but if these conditions apply to Indians, these conditions apply to the foreigners also. So all these foreign tourists in India, right? All these things, sorry, this should be excluded. They are excluded, right? For less than 1 year, border workers is considered to be resident for their home nation and not anywhere they work. Simple, just opposite of that. Now comes two different things, factor payment and transfer payment. Yesterday I gave you the idea about factor payment, right? And factor payment and transfer payment. And transfer payment. Okay, factor payment and transfer payment. If foreign tourist is residing in India for more than 182 days, visa is not provided in that case. More than 182 days, visa is not been provided. Nahi hota. Tourist come, spend, go back, apply again. They can reapply on the second day. Okay, let's say they have lived in India for 180 days, they have to go back and they have to again come even after 1 day, reapplication of visa. Okay, terms and conditions there. Okay, that's not economics, so let's get out of it. Yesterday I gave you this factor payment is what? WRIP. What is the important conditions for the factor payment? Some economic activity takes place, right? Some economic activity takes place, right? That's why the factor payment is being made. So some work has been done, that's why. Wages has been earned against the work. Rent has been earned against the property or a machine. Interest has been earned against the investment or savings or whatever it is, like loan, lendings, borrowings. Profit is being done against the business. So some economic activity has been conducted. This is a base. Over here, no economic activity. It is unilateral. Unilateral means one-sided. This is bilateral. This is bilateral. That is two-sided. Secondly, the examples of transfer payments yesterday also I gave you the examples. I mean in the previous class, I gave you about that pensions, scholarships, remittances, all those things. So the cycle is like this. If there is Mr. A over here and there is Mrs. B over here, husband and wife, Mr. A is from Darbhanga, right, living in UAE, Dubai. Okay, so he's a laborer in Dubai. Mr. A is living in Dubai. She is living in again Darbhanga only, right? Sorry for the spelling. So she is living in Darbhanga. Now he is sending remittances money. But is economic activity conducted in Darbhanga? She is receiving money in Darbhanga. Is she doing any economic activity for that? No. She is not doing any economic activity for that. So this is transfer payment. Chalo. Let's change this. So Mr. A, here you have TCS. TCS is a Tata Consultancy Services. It's a IT firm. It's in India, right? Both of them are living in Gurugram. The economic activity is taking place in Gurugram. He is a IT professional, right? What does he provide? He provides a software. He provides a software, and what does he receive? Salary, wage, whatever. Isn't that a circular flow? Isn't that a bilateral? In the previous case, it was unilateral. In this case, it is bilateral. Until unless he provides service, he will not receive salary. Simple. As simple as that. Now, this is being defined in this. Okay. So, as you can see, it's an irony. It's an irony, right? We receive factor payment. So, this child is saying we receive factor payment. Okay, it's an irony. It happens in most of the poor countries. It happens in India as well. I have seen child labor. You may have also seen child labor. It is a pathetic situation, right? Okay. It is an income earned by the factors of production, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. And I've already gave you the acronym for this cell. Aise yaad kar lena. Just remember it like this. It is a quid pro quo. Quid pro quo means something opposite has been given. It is a bilateral transaction. Bilateral transactions. 1, 1, right? It is included in the GDP, wage, interest, rent, profit, which is also known as RIP. WR, right? RIP. The second one is, so this poor person, he is receiving transfer payments. Why he is receiving transfer payments? He is receiving transfer payments because he is not providing any factor of production. Very old age hai yaar. He has done the work he wanted to do in his life. Now he is retired or is not capable to work. So he is receiving transfer payment, remittances, pensions, scholarship, whatever. Okay. It is not a quid pro quo. It is a unilateral transaction. So against whatever the economic activity. Now let's say this person is retired. Now he worked for 35 years. Right now he's not working. The question is that why this transfer payment? Why transfer payment not included? Why transfer payment not included in GDP? क्यों नहीं होता बताओ? Let me give you the example of pension. The others you can easily understand. A person worked between 1984 to, let's say, 2024 or 2020. So he worked for almost like 26-27 years, right? 26-27 years he has worked. Now he is retired. From 2020 to 2025, he is retired, right? He is retired. Now the question is, when he is retired, is he working? No. Is he working? No. When he worked, did he receive factor payment or transfer payment? When he was working for 36, 37 years, was he working for factor payment or was he working for transfer payment? The factor payment. So he was earning, let's say, wage or salary or whatever, right? If he was in a business, he was earning profit. Now he is retired. He is not working. Chalo, let's take it 24, 25. So in this 1 year, he has not worked. For 1 year, he has not worked at all. Now, when he has not worked, will he get factor payment? No, because no factor was produced. No production has been seen. There is zero production of something. Zero production of anything, right? Something like that. So what he will get? He will get pension. Now comes the real point. Here we have production of some service. He was producing some service. Let's say he was in the police department. So he was in the police department. He joined as a sub-inspector and he retired as whatever rank he was. So he was producing service. He was providing service to the nation, okay, or maybe to himself. So he was providing some service. So there is a production of something. That's why it is part of GDP. In this case, there is no production of service. There is no production. Now he is not contributing anything. When he is not contributing anything, why this would be included in the GDP? In the books, now let me tell you why I'm teaching you like this. In the books, they say it is not included. Why it is not included? Who will explain that? The reason is, now I'm telling you. The reason is because no contribution to the GDP. In the physical format, they are not contributing anything to the GDP. Scholarship, what does it contribute? If you provide scholarship to a child today, will he be contributing today? No. Maybe he will contribute 5 years later. So are we going to include that 5 years later? Nahi, GDP is a 1 year concept. That's why it is not been included. That's why it is written not included in the GDP calculations. Clear? Chalo. These are the basic concepts which we are clearing it. Can you answer his questions now? Just look at the screen and please answer these questions. Can you answer these questions? Anyone? Economic activity and factor payment. If economic activity produces something in the same year, if the economic activity produces something in the same year, it will be called as a factor. It will be, there will be a factor payment against it. Factor payment is against the economic activity, okay, and to be specific, in the same year. Now there is a child, think like this. There's a child, he's a very confused person, and he's learning like you are learning, like I learn, right? I'm still learning and I will always be learning till my death. So when he's learning, he has confusion. He has four product in his eyesight, in his vision, and the 4 products are: he has a mango, he has a cricket ball, he has a book, and he has a mobile phone. Now I still wonder what he's doing with the mobile phone and a book together, but okay, that's a problem. Maybe he's searching around something. So now he is asking questions: is a mobile phone durable, or is a mango an intermediate good, or you can say a middle good? Can you tell me, is this correct? Is this an intermediate good? Is mango an intermediate good, middle good, or it's a final good? Is a cricket ball a consumer good, or is this book a capital good? Do we have that? Mango, yes, if he eats, good, very good one. Mango is an intermediate good if it is further being used somewhere else. Let's say to create maza, fruity, or whatever that stupid drinks that we have in India. So that in that case, it will be an intermediate good. A cricket ball is a consumer good. Have you ever seen a cricket ball used for further production of services? No. No. Don't think it's a cricket ball is used for practice. So that is itself a consumption only. So cricket ball will always be a final good and a consumer good. It is used by the consumer. Then comes a book. Is it a capital? Is it a capital? Is this book used for further production of something? May or may not be. May or may not be. But for cricket ball, it is 100%. For mango, it is 100%. It can be an intermediate good if used for further production. Now coming to this, what is durability of something? So the point is, I just showed this slide for you, or I just displayed this slide for you just to make my point one clear, that we need to understand the concepts of what is intermediate good, what is capital good, what is consumer good, what is durable good, non-durable good, complete good, right? Final goods. So once you understand this concept, you will you will understand the national income calculation even further or in a better way. What are final goods? Consumer goods, capital goods. These are the two types. Consumer goods, capital goods. These are final goods. Okay. What is a final good? A good which is used for final consumption or investment. Please understand this. This is for consumption. This is for investment. Okay. Car. Is it a final good? Car. Is it a final good? Anyone? Is car a final good? Okay. Can it be used for consumption? Yes. Can it be used for investment? Yes. So it's a final good. Now tell me one thing. Is a car engine final good? ये बताओ. For me, yes. Arey, of course it's yes. Is a car engine, only car engine, nothing else, is a final good? Can it be used or can it be consumed as it is? Can it be used as it is? No. So what it is only intermediate good. Intermediate good. It's not a final good. Because alone it does not have any identity. Alone it cannot be used anywhere. It can only have an identity if you use the car engine to produce a car. Otherwise, it does not have any point. Is this clear, guys? The difference between intermediate and a final good? And the concept of what is a final good and the types of final goods that we have. Clear? Okay. Now let me just give you some examples. Just 4 or 5 of them. And I want your response on that, whether that will be an intermediate good or a final good. Or just this, yes or no. I'll just ask whether this good is a final good or not. Petrol. Yes or no? It's not a final good. There is no final use of petrol. It is always used as a confused. So what you thought? I'm teaching a primary school students over here. Just think for a while. Is this petrol can be used? Like, what is the definition of a final good? Which can be used for consumption or investment? Which can be used for consumption and investment. Are you consuming petrol? The answer is yes. Can petrol be used as an investment? Yes. So it is both. So हाँ हो गया final good. It is a final good. Do we use petrol as an intermediate good? To some industries, yes. So it is both final and intermediate also. Okay. Computer chip. Final or intermediate? Just final, yes or no? 100% intermediate. Alone it does not. I cannot use this chip. I cannot use a chip and say, oh, it alone works. No, it does not work alone. It requires a motherboard. It's required the entire central processing unit to function. Alone it does not have any identity. Alone it does not have any identity. Right? Chalo, another one. Coconut. Final or intermediate? Today I'll make sure that all the students, all of you, will never have any confusion in the future as far as these goods are concerned. Both can be used both. But I can use coconut for my water, coconut water. I can drink that, or the coconut can be used for oil industry, right? It can be used as an intermediate for the oil industry. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Then car to I have already given you. Let me take one more example. Okay. क्या लें? AC. चल रहा है तो I thought, what is this AC? Final good or intermediate good? Both. Please justify how. How an air condition is an intermediate good. Please justify me. Please. How it is an intermediate good. Where have you seen air condition to be an intermediate good? No. For a shopkeeper, it is a capital only. फिर समझे ही नहीं देखो. Intermediate good is the one which is again processed in the second stage. Intermediate good is the one which is again processed in the second stage, guys. Coconut is processed further. Computer chip is processed further. There is another step which is being added up. Petrol, another step is being added up, right? You have petroleum jelly. Suna hai? It is manufactured using petroleum only. Computer chip. Similarly, guys, air conditions में क्या further addition है? Please tell me. What is the further addition in air conditions? If I go to a shop, right? If I go to a shop and I purchase air condition, it's a final good. What further additions can I do in that? Will I use that AC in my car? Then it will become a final good. No. So that AC alone has its final value. Alone has its final value. Okay. Consumer goods. So this final goods are further divided into two, right? They are included in the GDP first of all. No further value addition. आप उसके बाद कुछ नहीं कर सकते. It can be used as an investment, no doubt. It can be used as an investment. It can be used as a capital good. But it cannot be further changed. अब देखो यही तो, this is a problem. There are two things. Number one, a good cannot be changed further. A good cannot be changed further. Second, a good can be changed further. A good cannot be changed further. उसको आप बदल नहीं सकते. Yes, you can use it as a capital, like car. If you purchase a car, just give me one reason. If you purchase a car, when you start investing in that car, let's say you have purchased a car and you want to start a luxury cab service. So you want to start a cab service. Now please tell me, will you bring any changes to that car? क्या कार को ट्रक बना दिया? हाँ? Have you changed the car to a truck? नहीं. No. So car is a capital good. But car is not an intermediate good because the car will remain car only, irrespective of its uses. Whether you use or I use, does not matter. Car will remain car only. But a coconut can become a coconut oil. So coconut can be an intermediate good, not a final good. I hope I have made myself clear. It can be changed. So a coconut can be changed. But a car cannot be changed. Car cannot be changed. Car purchased by the consumer, laptop purchased by the software engineer, right? Final goods. Car, laptop, you cannot change them further. It's not that today you have a laptop and tomorrow you will break it out and you will say that half of the laptop will go in the other product, half of them will go. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है. They are final goods. Consumer and capital, I have already given you the example for that, right? One more thing. ये card देना. It's something wrong which has been copied over here. I'll just correct it in the PDF. मैं उसको सही कर दूंगा. I will correct that in the PDF. Now comes final goods are of three types: durables, non-durable, semi-durable. Now durability is something which means long lasting. Durability is something which means long lasting. So how long lasting a thing can be? So obviously electronics, car, mobile phones, they are very long lasting, right? My mobile phone, I've been using that mobile phone for 3 years almost now, right? No problem in that. अच्छा चल रहा है. I have a car, I've been using that for many years. So basically electronics, things which have warranties and other things, ये आता है. They are durable, they are long lasting. Non-durable, you bring it in the morning, by the evening they are gone. They are of no use. Milk, for example. Milk I'm talking about, right? Is milk durable, non-durable? Right? So it's a very less, it's a kind of a non-durable thing. It does not last for long. Maybe 1 day, 2 days. Under heat, it will not last till the evening. So here you have durability in years. Here you have durability in months. Here you have durability almost not to days. So they are known as non-durables. They are known as non-durables. Are they included in the GDP? Yes, all of them are included in the GDP. Okay? All of them are included in the GDP. Let's just keep this thing in mind. That's it. Okay? So when you hear that, if you open the newspaper and you read an article that government has reduced the taxations on consumer durables. Now when you say government has reduced taxes on consumer durables, means what? These things. Now this time when we had GST 2.0, in GST 2.0 government has reduced the GST on durables as well as semi-durables. Durables as well as semi-durables. They were left mostly outside. Do you think GST is being paid by the vegetable vendors? Is the vegetable vendors that you have nearby, do they pay GST? No. But when you purchase the same vegetable from a mart, let's say D Mart or Geo Mart or this or that, they have GST. अब ये क्या है? What kind of a discrimination is this? The point is, you can ask the vegetable vendors to give you a GST bill, but he won't. He say कि भैया please get lost. Okay, because they don't want to get into that paperwork and all those things. Plus, they want to steal the GST benefits. So, ठीक है, right? I'm not saying they are good. That's absolutely incorrect, but seems more like impractical. What is an intermediate good? Again, the opposite. Good for resale or further production, like coconut example, right? Just a moment. Same old example hai. Remove it. I'll write coconut over here. Coconut used for cold press oil. Okay, coconut used for cold press oil. So further production, resale. Now here, previously this definition never, there's a reason why I have included this. The resale here means you are adding value to it. Physical form will remain the same, but the further value will be added to it. Maybe profit margin, right? Could be something like that. Now from this perspective, car seems to be like a intermediate good also. I have written that, but I have cut out that to simplify the things. So when you talk about the percentage, further production will have like 80 to 90% weightage. Resale will have a small weightage in terms of intermediate goods. There is further value addition. Now value can be both physical value addition and monetary value addition. Physical value addition, right? Monetary, that is money related value addition. Perfect. It is not included in the GDP. Why? Chalo. Why it is not been included in the GDP? Let me tell you the reason. So there is a coconut vendor. He has sold, right? He has sold 10 pieces to consumer. Drinking water, coconut water, he has sold 10 pieces to the consumers. He has sold 90 pieces, right, to company. Clear? Now here it valued 100 rupees, 10 rupees each, assuming it 10 rupees each. Here it values 900 rupees, again 10 rupees each. Clear? So for this person, this coconut becomes final good. This sale became final good, final consumption ho gaya. Here it is an intermediate good. Perfect. Now comes the real point. Now when this company will purchase it for 900 rupees, this company will do some value addition, right? Now what is this value addition? They will have a processing of coconut via cold press. Have you seen a cold press ever? Have you heard about a word known as kolu? Never? Processing of coconut via cold press. You have heard, right? So you may have seen that there is an animal which will revolve around and round and round and round, and then there in the center will we have a very heavy weight which is pressing out the coconuts. This is how it is. Now they are doing a value addition, guys. They are putting money into it. Let's say they have hired a machine or they have hired an animal. They have some, yes, for mustard oil also and most of the oils. Let's say they have hired a person for that. So he's giving salary to that person. He has some kind of a, I would say, electricity use, he has a small factory, many things are there. Plus he has his own profit margin, right? So out of that, this 900 will become 1500. Finally, this is a final product now. It is a coconut oil, which is a final product. Now you tell me, according to the government, out of these three, which two of them should be included in GDP? 100, 900 or 1500? क्या include करें? What should be included? Tell me. Yes, avoid double counting. If I include all the three, I will have 100 plus 900 plus 1500, which will be 2500. 2500. Bhai, but don't you think this 1500 also include the 900? But this 1500 also includes 900. So either we should include 1500 and remove 900, or but there are two methods for that. Either you can use this 100 plus 900, 100 plus 900 plus how much is left? 600. So this is value addition. Either we can do this. Now the tax which is being imposed on value addition is known as value added tax, VAT. You may have heard about. Before GST, VAT was very prominent. Okay. So VAT, value added tax in this case. Either you can do this, or the method which government uses is 100 plus 1500 minus 900. This is what government do. So subtraction of intermediate good. Subtraction of intermediate good. This is used for the product method. This is used for the product method. Okay. Now here the total value will be, obviously either you measure like this or you measure like this, right? It will be 1500, 1600. क्या गलती कर दी मैंने? Why I'm getting a wrong one? 100, 900, value addition 1600. So it is 1600 only. हाँ सही तो है, right? So हाँ वो उतना ही आएगा. That will be the same. So this is the intermediate good. Their values are not included, because if their values are being included, they will give us double counting. And the exaggeration of the GDP will be there. We will have a wrong numbers or wrong data. So now, so far what we have studied, what is a capital good, final and intermediate, right? Sorry, intermediate good. Then we have consumer good. So these are the four that we have done. Durable goods, non-durable goods, semi-durable goods. These are the 5-6 types of goods that we have done. Now comes what is marketable. And from the name itself it is clear, right? Marketable goods. Simple. The one which can be marketed. Those goods which are produced, those goods are product and services that can be sold to consumers or businesses because there is demand for them. The goods which are sold, they are suitable for sale and can easily be exchanged for the money in the market. Anything that you purchase, anything. They are not typically purchased or sold. Let me, from the example you will get it. Clean air. Who sells the clean air? Who sells the clean air? देखो, basically marketable goods are the ones where forces of demand and supply works. Demand and supply works. And secondly, there is a price. There is a price. For example, corrupt people. ऐसे समझ में आएगा. Now you will understand better. Now corrupt people, they have price. So let's say I want something to be I want a license for my business, and I want to get a license from a particular office. Okay, and I go to that particular office, and outside the office I meet a person, and he says ki, please go to that particular room number, and that person is a corrupt, so he has a price. He has a price means what? When I will demand a license, he will supply a license and I will give him the price. That is corruption. A person who is honest, I will have a demand. He will have a supply, but there is no price for that. I have to go via honest way. So things which can easily be purchased, sold at a particular price are marketable. The things which cannot be purchased or sold easily and cannot have a price. What is the price for clean air, guys? What is the price of clean air? What is the price of a lion that we have in the jungle? Environment. And what is the, you will all hear about the environmentalists that we are paying a huge price for climate change. We are paying a huge price for climate change. For sure we are paying that. But the question is, what is the price? Who will calculate that? Who will calculate that? Nobody. So these are marketables and non-marketable goods. UPSC can give you the options and can simply ask which of them are the marketable goods. Okay. They don't have a price tag. Imandar log, right? Honest people. They don't have a price tag. If you offer them bribe, you will get it from there. They cannot have it, right? Next. So final definition of GDP. Now we have a matured definition of GDP. GDP is the value of the value. What is value? Factor cost, base price, market price. Now I'll give you the reason for that. So what example should I take? Okay, Samsung mobile. You must be having, right? Samsung mobile. This is the example. Samsung mobile, or whatever the brand we have these days, right? I don't have much choice about it. I don't have much knowledge about it. So Xiaomi or whatever you have, OnePlus. So there is a mobile phone. The mobile phone pricing goes through 3 different stages. The prices of a mobile phone will go through 3 different stages. Stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Now at stage 1, it is based on cost of production. Chalo. Let's calculate. Dekhte hain. Random. We'll take a random number, and through random number we will calculate this. Okay. So for raw material, it is 10,000. For labor, it is 1,000 per mobile phone, right? For other miscellaneous like transport charges and other things, 1,000 others. All these somehow ended up at, let's say, 20,000 rupees is a cost of production. What is that? It is the cost of production. That is, what is the cost of producing this mobile phone? Is this the price that you pay? Is this the price that you pay? No. At second stage, you will have price received by Samsung. Price received by Samsung. What is the difference between this and that? Is Samsung not recovering the cost of production? Yes. But guys, in this you have forgot to add something. And that something is margin, the profit of this company. By why this company is running? For your benefit? No. For my benefit? No. This company is running its business for a very simple reason, and that very simple reason is that it requires some profit. So cost of production will have profit as well. Cost of production will have profit as well. Does at this stage, do you think there are taxes which is included? No. So the final price is market price. Final price is market price, where you have these two, right? Cost of production plus profit plus taxes. Now cost of production plus this plus that. Now cost of production and profit goes to the Samsung. Taxes goes with the government. And this is the third stage where you pay. This is what you pay. Now recently 2.0, the GST reforms 2.0, they have changed what? Which stage they have impacted? Please tell me. At what stage did we see the impact of GST? Third stage, right? Because here you have the point. Okay, so at this stage we are being talking about. Now GDP is calculated at stage 1 or stage 3. GDP does not depends on the profit margin of a company, because profit margin increases, decreases, whatever may happen over the period of time, and GDP is not concerned about that. But this time I was just reading the newspaper in the morning, and we have a problem, right? That government has now started scolding the people. Ab dekho hua kya? Let me give you the real reason for that. I'm not discussing the product. There was a product which value at 60 rupees, cost of production plus profit. Cost of production plus profit. 5 rupees was the tax. Okay, as the total price is 65 rupees. This is before GST reforms. Now what they have done, I'm just giving you a hypothetical example. Okay, I'm not giving you the exact name of the company. Now government says ki bhai, we have cut down the GST, so you should also cut down the GST. Okay, now what happened? The tax remains 2.5 rupees. The overall price remains 65 only. Price should have reduced by 2.5 because tax has reduced by 2.5. This is your tax. The overall price was 60. So price would have been 62.5, but the price remains 65. Kya hua? What actually happened? Overnight, they are saying that their cost of production has increased, but they have not increased their profit. The company is saying, sir, we have not changed our profit, only the cost of production has increased. This is what that company is saying. Okay, the company is Nestle. Why to keep a secret? They are saying, sir, overnight our cost of production has increased because of the Navratris and all. So now we are making it 62.5. They have increased. Government reduced the taxes. For what? Government reduced the taxes so that it can benefit the consumer. But instead of benefiting the consumer, they are saying, sir, for the past 1 year we were not increasing the prices, we were sacrificing the profit, now we are increasing the prices. Because it's a universal phenomena, guys. Prices increase fast, they decrease very slowly, and in some time they never decrease. There is the pressure on the prices are always on the upward side. There are very rare chances that it is on the downward side. Now, one industry is the where I would say ki the actual benefit of GST is being visible is automobile industry. The cars are getting cheaper by 30,000 to 5 lakh rupees. Cars are getting cheaper by 30,000 to 5 lakh rupees now. Over there you can see the transition and benefit to the consumer. But here in this FMCG, you know what is FMCG? Fast moving consumer goods, semi durables. These are the real looters. Okay, they are the real looters, and we say Malia was wrong. So GDP is the value of factor cost, base price. The second stage is base price, right? The price received by the manufacturer. So obviously the manufacturer, the one he received, includes profit. It includes profit, right? Market price, price paid by the consumer, includes taxes. Okay, so there includes profit, it includes taxes. Final value, value of final goods, marketable, non-marketable, right? Unsold. So which of them is? This will be included, this will not be included. Unsold goods considered as investment in the GDP, they are called as stocks. This I have already discussed. Sale of second hand good is not included. Services of the second hand good is included. Why? Because service is new, good is not. Chalo, let me clarify this as well. Let's say I have purchased a car. Okay, this is used car. Now if I am purchasing, let me purchase a new one. So I have purchased a Mercedes. अच्छा ही करते हैं कुछ. Let's do something good. So I purchased a second hand car. I have purchased a used car. Now this car has been valued at, let's say, 50 lakh rupees. I have purchased for 30 lakh rupees. I have purchased for 30 lakh. Original price was 50 lakh. Clear? Original price for 50 lakh. Now why this is not included? Tell me this. Why this is not included in the GDP? Batao. No. It's not already included. Now the total value of the good is 80 lakh. यही तो problem है. Now the total value is 50 plus 30. The reason is nothing new has been produced. No new production. No new production. Simple. Right? No new production. Clear? I hope this will clarify the basic problems. But service. If this car goes for service, this is new. This service is new. Because every time a car goes, there will be a new service. A new service will be created. New labor will be included. All the new parts will be included. Auto parts and whatever. New things will be included. So it is included, it is not. Guys, if you study with logic, things are easier for you. Right? Includes only marketable services. Simple. Now, let's get deeper into points. Domestic GDP, I am not going to repeat it. So it represents the total monetary value of the final goods and services produced within a year. Country's geographical boundaries over a 1 point area. Now, geographical boundaries, I have already discussed what they are. There are things which are within the geographical boundaries, plus embassies, military base and all those things which are also considered as a part of economic territory. Now, how to convert GDP into NDP? Subtract depreciation. The question is why? Why gross domestic product is converted into net domestic product? First of all, the answer is how it is done. So how it is done? We remove depreciation. We remove depreciation. Why do we remove depreciation about something? Because the value of something, let's say the value of something in 2024 was 10 lakh. In 2025, if this thing is being used, its value is 9 lakh. It is depreciating. Sometimes things depreciate over a period of time. Machines depreciate, goods depreciate, things depreciate. Depreciate means wear and tear. Depreciation means wear and tear. Now, how this wear and tear is being calculated, that is not your concern. आपको नहीं concern करना है. But remember one thing, right? That in this case, we, through removing the depreciation, we are avoiding a miscalculations. All of you know, let's say there is a car. The car in 2024, it valued 10 lakh. It's a cab. Okay, it's not your personal car. Let's say there is a car. It is generating some economic activity. The car value 10 lakh rupees. It's a cab. Okay. Now the same car in 2025 is 9 lakh. So its value goes down. Now it will not be a very attractive vehicle. But if you are traveling in, let's say, Ola and Uber, which car would you prefer? A new car or a 5 years old car? Obviously a new car. So the new car will produce more services. A new car will generate more revenues. The old car will generate less revenue. Simple. Kitna simple hai, right? Something like this. So please understand. ये तो हो गया आपका first. This is the first case. Now this is the reason why depreciation is excluded. This is why depreciation is excluded. To get a better counting. Okay. Wear and tear, losses, all those things are being removed. All those things are being removed. So this is how the gross became net. Other remains the same. Now, how does domestic became national? How does domestic became national? Right? It becomes national when you include the income earned from abroad. The money sent by NRIs. This is known as net factor. Net means outgoing, incoming. Some money is going from India to out. Some money is coming from outside to India. Let's adjust that. So the answer that we get is net. So net factor income. Guys, factor income, it's not transfer payment. Please understand that. It's a factor income. Net factor income from abroad. Okay. So we get national product. Obviously we will include our brothers and sisters who are earning outside, bringing that money to India, right? So that will be a point. Export of services, right? In this case, I would say ki, let's say there is a person, Indian national. He went to Japan. He's a doctor. He went to Japan for 10 days. He came back and he earned 1 lakh rupees. He went to Japan for 10 days. He come back and he earns 1 lakh rupee. So obviously that's a factor income because he's a doctor. He provided a service and he earned a wage against that. He is not a citizen of Japan. He's a citizen of India. He went there for an economic activity, not for tourism. And then he brought back money. He has not remitted the money. Please understand that. He has not remitted the money. There are many people who are sitting in India, but they are doing online services to US. Have you heard about that? Have you heard about that? Indians living in India, working in India, but they are working for America. So the economic interest is outside India. They are in India, but their economic interest outside. So they are earning their factor income from abroad. Somebody living, a company who is outside India is paying them. They may or may not be outside, but they are earning income from outside. In the similar fashion, there are many foreigners who earn India's income. They're living there in their own country, but they earn from India. So plus and minus, both these incoming, outgoing, we adjust that and we get net factor income from abroad, NFI, right, A. When this is added, its value depends on how much is incoming, how much is outgoing. If outgoing is more than incoming, obviously it will be negative. But if outgoing is more than incoming, net factor income will be negative. So yes, we will add it, but we'll get a wrong answer. Then comes the net national product obtained by subtracting depreciation from GNP. Chalo. So GDP converted into NNP. कैसे? Depreciation minus dep, obviously, right? Plus net factor income from abroad. By G will become N with depreciation. D will become N because of net factor income from abroad. Okay, depreciation is always negative. Obviously, it is depreciating, it's not appreciating. So it is negative only. Net factor of income is added, but its value can be plus or minus. You can have either values. So this is how we obtained GDP to GDP to NNP. This is national income. This is GDP, base income. Now, is this the national income finally? Is NNP the final national income? Is the NNP the final national income? No. No. Why? Oh, simple. It's really very simple. Guys, we do not know at what prices this was calculated. Factor cost? What is the value? Factor cost or market price? Please tell me one thing. If I have taxes and subsidy, taxes and subsidy are added or subtracted in these. Chalo take market price. In the market price we have taxes. Taxes are added. Yes or no? In market price taxes are added. ठीक है. So in market price we have, it includes taxes. So obviously factor cost exclude taxes. Exclude taxes. The first one include taxes, the second one exclude taxes. What about subsidy? Please tell me, does subsidy increase price or reduce price? Itna bata do. Just tell me this thing. Does subsidy increase price or decrease price? Huh? Subsidy reduces price. Subsidy reduces price because it reduces the cost of production. Right? So if subsidy reduces the price, right? यहाँ से क्या होगा? What will be there here? If subsidies are added over here, if subsidies is added over here, it will reduce the price. If subsidy is added over here, it will reduce the price. So bhai, from the prices point of view, subsidies are added and taxes are reduced. So subsidies will be in the positive, taxes will be negative if you have to go to the factor price or factor cost, sorry. This is known as net indirect taxes. Net indirect taxes. So to reach from market price to factor cost, what should I do? I should subtract taxes and add subsidy. Right? Or should I do the opposite? Is this correct? I want to go from market price to factor cost. I will subtract taxes, and whatever I do with the taxes, I will do the opposite of subsidy. If this is negative, this will be positive. If this is negative, that will be positive. They will be opposite of each other. So if the market price is rupees 100 and the taxes are, let's say 20 rupees is the tax. So factor cost should be 80, but no, government provided a subsidy of 10 rupees, right? Government provided a subsidy of 10 rupees. Clear? Clear? So if you take these two, this will be the answer. If you take all the three, the answer will be 90. So there is a difference. There's a difference. Previously, government was using factor cost as a GDP, and we used to calculate N and P FC. FC is factor cost. This is what we used to had. But guys, there's a huge problem in this formula. Now, why I'm saying it's a huge problem in this formula? The reason is that it will give you the wrong numbers. Every product in India does not have subsidy, first of all. So there is a biasness, right? Secondly, every product in India does not justify the true factor cost. Calculation of a true factor cost requires a high level of organized economy, which India is not. We have already discussed organized and unorganized sector. So in this consideration, government says ki bhai, now we will follow this one, NNP MP, net national product at market price. So this is your final national income. This is your final national income. Okay. Now two things. Personal income, and the second one is personal disposable income. I think from the name itself you can easily identify. Personal income is the one that we receive in totality. Personal income is the one that we receive in totality, right? Total receipts, right? Total receipts. This is what I receive. Let's say I'm receiving, अच्छा ही receive करेंगे, let's receive good one, right? I'm receiving 2,50,000 rupees a month. Okay, I'm receiving this much. But is this the income that I'm ready to spend? Considering my savings is zero. Considering my savings as zero, is this what I'm going to pay? No. The moment I will receive this, income tax department is sitting somewhere in the corner and saying, oh bro, we have an eye on you. The income tax department is watching. So income tax department will say ki bhai, Mr. Jatin, you have to pay, let's say 20% tax. So please pay us 50,000 rupees as a tax. So when I exclude this income tax, what I have disposable income, the income which I can spend. What is disposable income? The income which I can spend. So the income which I can spend is what? It is 2 lakh, right? 2 lakh. Clear? Now what's the problem in this case? The problem is that only 2% Indians pay income tax. For many people in India, for almost like 97 to 98% Indians, which is what? Which is like 140 crores, around 135 crores, arguing around 135 crore people in India, for them, personal income is their personal disposable income. Because they are not paying taxes. And please, under this, do not include GST. Indirect taxes are not part of it. Indirect taxes are not part of this. Clear with me? GST, excise. No. Because you are not paying it. Are you paying excise duty? Who is paying? Producer. So please keep it indirect taxes different. Indirect taxes is used for GDP calculations only in order to convert market price into factor cost. Otherwise, it is not being used. In this case, to convert a personal income into personal disposable income is this. Now, please tell me, is this per capita income? Is this personal income also known as per capita income? No. See why I'm saying this, because usually students ask this thing, sir, is this the same per capita income that we have? No. Per capita is a concept which is derived via population. Via population. क्या करना है? बहुत सिंपल. NNP market price divided by population. Divided by population. Or GDP market price divided by population. You can use any formula. Government usually take the second one, GDP per capita. Why? Simple. You don't need that depreciation and that indirect taxes and all those kind of complexities, right? Subtracting the indirect taxes and adding the subsidy. You don't want that kind of a complexities. Government will simply say GDP market price divided by population. That is your per capita income. That is your per capita income. Simple. So simple. There is no problem in that. Clear? I hope I have made myself clear in this regard. Okay. Ab dekho. So this is the basic stages of calculations that we have discussed so far. You know this person. You know him very well. Read it. Read it for a while. So मेरा नाम मुकेश है, right? I'm an Indian citizen. GDP is my income within India. GNP is my income within and outside India. Both. NDP is my Indian income minus my depreciation. But he's a businessman, so he has a lot of depreciation. He's producing many things. NNP is my income within and outside India minus depreciation. So this single thing should clarify all the concepts easily. Again, I am repeating it. UPSC does not want, or they never desire, to have complex equations and complex numericals for yourself in the examination, for you to solve in the examination. There is no concept for UPSC in that regard. So please do not worry about such issues. Do not worry about such issues. Okay, that's the only thing which I can say. So again, personal income, he's very happy to have personal income. He has earned a lot. Disposable income is the one that you can actually use for consumption. So personal income it refers to the total income of an individual receive in whatever way, wages, interest, money, whatever, right? Transfer payment, whatever it is. Yes, scholarship and other things, that is also your income. वो भी तो income ही है. Pension is also an income. हाँ, it is not a factor income or it is not a factor payment. It is income only. My father earns an income, he's getting pension, so that is his income, but not factor payment. Whether income was earned through productive activities or not. Simple, transfer payment included, right? Disposable one is the one where portion of the personal income left after deducting personal taxes. Deducting personal taxes. So it is the income which is available for individual for consumption, to purchase goods, services, save for the future needs, whatever it is. Taxes are the unwanted necessities. I'm clarifying this. Taxes are the unwanted necessity. You just pay the tax and you get nothing in return. You get many things in return, but you cannot justify that. So if I'm traveling from my place to my home or from anywhere else, I'm traveling via highway. I've never paid for that highway, but I have paid the income tax. That's for sure. I cannot make the 10,000 crore rupees highway. But a very small number, maybe 10 rupees of my income was spent on that. And now who will do that? Of course, the government. Okay. So this we will do tomorrow. Thank you everyone. I'll wind up the class over here. We'll continue with the national income. There are a few more discussions which are being left. We'll continue from here tomorrow. Thank you everyone.